Hello all and welcome to my channel Avantika's Astro Hill, and today's video is on somebody's question. Somebody recently asked me this question, that why is Saturn so strict? Why it is always harsh on us? Why it can't forgive us for our deeds sometimes? Why it is not soft on us? So I thought about it and I just thought to make a detailed video and share my insights here. One thing we all need to remember about this planet Saturn, that Saturn is very clear with the theory of cause and effect. It will never make any mistake when it comes to applying this theory. What you give is what you get. So Saturn has all the data in place. It is not going to make any mistake when it comes to rewarding you with good or bad, positive or negative, based on your karma. Now the common problem with most of us is that we do something else and we anticipate a different sort of result. And this is our major mistake. Let's say you are undergoing a comfortable phase of your life where you took few things unnecessarily for granted. Now you are expecting a different sort of result. Now that is not going to happen if you are undergoing any of Saturn's period. And Saturn's period in fact can make things very stagnant for you. It can restrict the flow of finance, progress, growth. Then there you start feeling the pressure of going out of the way and pushing your limits. This you could have done earlier, but you didn't choose that. When you were in that comfortable phase of your life, you could have chosen where you are putting more efforts, and if you are expecting progress, then you are pushing your limits, you're going out of the way. But you just took that phase for granted just because it was more comfortable, rewarding, and it looked fine. So you didn't have that vision that okay, it's fine that today everything is going fine, but tomorrow after 5 years or 10 years, if I'm expecting these results, then I'll have to do that level of hard work. I need to be more consistent. I need to be visionary, and I need to be hardworking. But as I said, that this is one of the common mistakes that we do, that we just think everything will just go and run very smoothly, even during Saturn's period. However, Saturn's period has a very clear design of operating. It will first put you in that space where you can feel the pressure of focusing on yourself majorly. Most of the times people are so heavily distracted today that even when they know that these are the areas where they need to focus, they would still ignore. They would still be choosing to shift their focus somewhere else, which is not so important. In fact, it can be something which is very worthless, but still they are putting their focus there. Let's take a scenario that you are in some job and your employer is now judging your performance. He's not very happy with your work, but he is taking time to assess you, and he's also ready to give you some time so that you can improve and you can show and prove your worth. However, you took things leniently because it's a comfortable job that you got, and you choose to be an average performer there. However, somewhere you know that your performance is not justifying the criteria of work that is expected in this company. So you got a mail from your employer stating that he's not really happy with your performance and he expects you to be meeting the quality guidelines and standards that this company has. So he is still notifying you that you have time and you can perform better. Now again, if you choose to ignore this, and again if you choose to not improve your performance, then what happens next? You'll get a warning letter stating that he will put you in that performance improvement program something, and so it's like the last intimation that you have and the last chance to prove your worth to this company. Still, if you cannot justify and you cannot put in more hard work, you don't choose to improve, then what happens? He will terminate you, right? So why I explain this scenario? Because this is exactly what happens. Saturn gives you these signs that you still have time to improve whichever area of your life you're expecting some sort of improvement and growth. However, if you choose to ignore, then the next thing that you get is stress, problem, difficulty, obstacle. Let's say if your employer chooses to terminate you, then what happens next? You'll become hopeless for some time and you'll be busy finding another job, and let's say that job is not really good and you'll have to compromise and all. That time you'll realize that when I was in that company, it was a comfortable job, they were paying me well, still I didn't choose to put in more effort and hard work, and which is why I'm here. Everything was going in the straight order, but because of my restriction, like you restricted yourself by choosing to not work hard. So when we say that Saturn offers limitations, these limitations are your own limitations. These restrictions are your own restrictions. You are becoming lethargic, you are procrastinating, you are taking things very casually, and casual thing doesn't go well with Saturn. It is not Venus, it is not Mercury, it is not Jupiter, it is not Moon. Even these planets, if they are not well placed, they are going to tame you for sure. But yes, Saturn will tame you a little more strictly than others because it has a certain character. So Saturn is always in its full character, whether during Sadesati, whether during any of its period. So you will have to understand that you cannot play hide and seek with Saturn's period. If you are undergoing Saturn's period, there is a major need to focus. What Saturn does during its period, mostly it can isolate you. It can isolate you, not in a way that there are no people around you, but it can offer a different kind of mindset. There can be some sort of difficulty where you spot the need to focus on yourself, to focus on your development, to focus on your growth. And now you are here. Now you are here in that space where you are ready to shift your focus from every worthless and useless thing to yourself. Because Saturn wants you to realize your potential, but you are busy giving your time to things that even you know are nothing more than a distraction. So Saturn will cut off all sorts of distractions. Be ready for it. Because Saturn, when we say that it offers limitations, actually it wants you to focus on your own limitations and overcome those limitations. Like we see a laborer constructing a site. His body, his mindset, his discipline has no limitation now. He has been able to realize his physical potential to the maximum extent. He can go working like 24/7 and he'll not be tired. Of course, like he will be tired, but I mean, imagine the level of work, physical work that he's doing all day and night. So do not expect Saturn to go soft on you, because that's not Saturn's nature. Saturn is very clear with giving what you have designed for yourself. So it will only be clear with its understanding, like a teacher. When you wrote your examination well, so teacher is going to give you good points, good marks, and if not, then you get the result, whatever you deserve. If you expect that Saturn is going to console you, then no, it's never going to console you. It will only act harsh and harsh and harsh to that limit where you start focusing on yourself and you are prepared to realize your potential. So be very disciplined and follow the system. if you're failing to follow the system, if you're failing to follow discipline in your life, then nothing is gonna happen. I mean, people who are not disciplined, people who cannot follow a good routine system, what they can do in their life, even if they are very talented, what are they gonna do with that talent? Okay, once they can sell their talent or make it visible to people, but how many times will it be rewarded? Because you have your limitations in terms of procrastination, in terms of lethargy, and in terms of ignorance. Saturn tries to shred off ignorance. It wants you to live more consciously. It wants you to discover your strength, mental strength, physical strength. It wants you to work on these aspects very seriously. And the problem with us is that we choose to take these things very casually because we always want to do things that make our heart, mind happy. We seek pleasure most of the times. Now, problem with many people is that they are busy seeking pleasure and not willing to do any hard work. They want luxury but not willing to put that amount of effort that can create and offer luxury. Then you are having false expectations here. If you want a villa or you want this car and maybe anything which is on a high end, and you were expecting that with this little bit of effort I'll get this. No, then you are living in a vague world which will sooner or later show you the reality, and you'll be stuck and you won't be able to reach out the average heights. Forget about great limits and great heights. I remember a movie here called Waqt. It was starring Amitabh Bachchan and Akshay Kumar. Amitabh Bachchan in this movie is playing a character of a dad who has given all liberty and freedom to his son. He can live life the way he wants. And Akshay is living his life just like a kid. He's enjoying his life and living life lavishly without any responsibility as such. But the moment his dad comes to know that he's not having enough time here and he's suffering from some disease, so that is the point where Amitabh Bachchan chooses to give him a reality check so that he can become more responsible, because Amitabh Bachchan can die anytime. So once he's not there, then Akshay can live life in a responsible manner and he doesn't feel that shock and jerk on his heart, because all he has seen is comfortable life where he has never become the part of any responsibility or duty fulfillment. So his dad knows that once the responsibilities will come on his shoulders, he won't be able to bear it. He will be in a very messy situation. So I need to prepare him for his betterment. And that's where he chooses to go really harsh on him, because Akshay has been living life with a very different mindset, just like a kid. And he doesn't care. He just wants to enjoy and live all his freedom. So his dad asks him to leave the house so that he can start earning on his own and can bear his responsibility. Because he knows until and unless he gets this harsh with Akshay, he won't be able to take and learn the life lesson. So what I understand from this movie Waqt is that the former character of Amitabh Bachchan, where he's playing a character of a very carefree dad, to being a strict dad. So this somewhere talks about those two phases of life, the one which is very comfortable and the one which can become harsh, which is the phase of Saturn. So Akshay could have chosen to be a responsible son, a responsible person at that time when things were comfortable for him. But until and unless someone really came and held that position where he's ready to offer harsh lessons, because he knows if he's not offered those lessons, he'll just slip away any moment, and which is the objective and purpose of planet Saturn in our lives. So this was all about Saturn from my side today. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit like. I'll see you all in the next video. Take good care of yourself.